Now pay attention, 007. I've always tried to teach you two things. First, never let them see you bleed.
And the second?
Always have an escape plan.
Alrighty, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it may be, everyone. This is Christopher Morales, That One Bond Guy, and today, yes, we are back with another That One Bond Guy Meets, and today I have someone really awesome. What's going on? Introduce everyone, your page and your name and who you are, what you do, my friend.
Hey, Christopher. My name's Jake. I'm JamesBondAu, so yeah, fairly new page. Really excited to catch up today. So yeah, thank you again for the invite.
Yeah, I'm excited to get to know you, and well, the future is bright for the world of 007 with a new movie coming up, and I'm excited to meet new people every day, and this is awesome. So first things first, you said you're a pretty new page. What do you want to bring to the table when it comes to being on Instagram and stuff like that?
Yeah, definitely. I think we've been up and running for about a month now or so. So yeah, it's fairly fresh out there. I think, like a lot of sort of the Bond community, I'm one of those people who's loved it for such a long time and finally decided that now's probably a good time to start getting involved with it. So I think having a bit more sort of an Australian angle coming from it as well. There's a lot of exciting things going on over here. We're a bit further away from sort of London than other places, but yeah, it's still an exciting sort of time, and especially with the new film, like you said, it's sort of just home to bring a bit of that angle to it as well.
Awesome, that's great. And there's ties to Australia. George Lazenby being the actor, originally from there, and it's kind of cool to have that representation and be able to show your side of things, and I think that's really cool. You say you're fairly new, yet you're closing in into almost 650 followers, which is really impressive for being on here for a month. So congrats, my friend.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm just kind of scrolling through your feed and all that. What do you like, the aspect of the clothing more than the cars or locations? What are your favorite things about 007 in the franchise?
Yeah, I think it's got to be the suits. It's always been the suits for me. I think once again that sort of aspect of it, I love that as well. And then like I said, I've been a fan of it for so long, and that's definitely been something that I've focused on. There's a lot of sort of pages dedicated to that, but I think it makes such a big difference, the clothes and that sort of aspect to it. Also the watches. I'm just obsessed by watches. It's an easy way to go bankrupt, but they're just it's such a big part of it that I think is so important as well to the film and how it all looks. And yeah, that's definitely one of the sort of main areas I suppose that I've focused on. That like you said, it's got a pretty good reception so far, so hopefully no one's getting sick of it just yet.
Oh, no, I think you're doing great, my friend. I mean, do you plan on, I know you're doing something kind of big right now, you're planning to do a giveaway, right? You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. I think, just for sort of a thank you to the support as well, being up and going for a month or so, we just had one of those Funko Pop little figures that seem to be ever so popular across the Bond community. So more than anything, it was just sort of a thank you to everyone who has sort of started following the page. Also a good way to introduce other people to it, I suppose. So yeah, that was sort of the idea behind that. But no, it's been very exciting. Everyone's been so welcoming on there as well that I think, like yourself and so many others, there's been such a great reception to it already. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far.
Yeah, and I think that's great. And I mean, depending on when you guys are watching the video, the giveaway may be over, but either way, this JamesBondAu is a great source. I find it really entertaining to see every single time. There's a post by him. He gets me excited to see everything that he's done. He has some really great pictures on there that you can check out. The information's top notch, and like you were saying about the Bond community, it's just so opening. I know for me, I've been going at it, or maybe closing in on the end of 2 months now. And, I've been getting nothing but full love and support. I started this whole That One Bond Guy Meets video series just to kind of not only get my name out there, but to connect with everybody, because I've seen David Zaritsky's videos. I've seen Being James Bond, Joe Darlington's videos and podcasts, and I've seen the pictures of Matt Spacer and Peter Brooker. And, I wanted to get to know them face to face, and kind of have this representation of the West side, the West Coast of the United States. So I'm in California, and there's not a lot of accounts that are kind of based over here, which we have the locations from A View to a Kill. We have other various Bond-related things over here as well, and a lot of people aren't really showcasing that. So I thought it'd be pretty cool, and then alongside the fact that I'm a younger guy, still getting through university and getting, through all of this, and comparing it with and being able to showcase that I have little Bond moments along the way is kind of what I've been wanting to do and what I'm continuing to do. I know. And just being able to be a part of a community that's just so nice and so full of knowledge. And it's like we all have each other's back. There's nothing really negative that comes out of this community, whether, maybe there's a few people here and there, but they automatically get shut out, because we know the bigger picture here is, like, at the end of the day, it's a franchise we all love, and it's a franchise that's brought us together as friends, and I think that's one of the greatest aspects of it, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I think almost having that outlet of it, I don't know about you, but every time you try and bring it up, I bring it up with my wife and she just rolls her eyes, and, you talk with your friends, and just being able to talk about something that you love so much as well with people who are like-minded, it makes a big difference. I know, like when the song recently came out, I saw your video on that, which was great. And then, I walk around my work and have a chat with people about that. Literally no idea what I'm talking about. So it's always nice to sort of have that side of it as well. I think just having that bit of sort of an outlet on people who enjoy the same sort of hobby, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I completely agree. I mean, and that's kind of what my plan is to do on this side, kind of bring more people out of the shadows, per se, at least on the West Coast of the United States. I want to eventually have events in the future, maybe this summer, host a movie event, who knows, but just bringing people together, because I feel like James Bond and the whole franchise, as soon as anyone hears about it, they're automatically, oh, it's just the spy who dresses up in tuxedos and shoots people and gets a girl every time. But no, like, there's so much more to that, there's so much lifestyle, so many things that we can learn from it, and people don't understand that. All they see is the outer layer. But, it's really great, because I agree, talking to people who have the same liking as you, it makes things so much fun. I've made some really good friends through this. I've unexpectedly made some really good friends through this, worldwide, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And it motivates me to want to continue to work harder on content, and then motivates me to eventually maybe go out and meet them in person at an event, which kind of leads me to my next question. Are you thinking about going to events that are coming up? I know it's a little late for the Operation Snowfall they're having in Toronto, but I know there's going to be a Operation Barracuda. I know there's going to be some other ones coming up. I know David Zaritsky said there's going to be more during the summer. So do you plan on maybe making an appearance at an event if one pops up?
Yeah, definitely. I'd love to. Like, flights are a bit of a pain, but no, it's definitely something like, yeah, it was sad because I'm originally from London myself, and you see all the stuff going on over there. Like Peter from Sailors with Love was talking about the event over there, and you're sort of seeing it going, oh, I wish I could be there now for that. But no, definitely, it's one of those things, as if time ever permitted and sort of, the stars aligned, it's something I'd love to do. Like over here, for example, I know that there's a Facebook group dedicated to sort of James Bond in Melbourne, one of the James Bond radio sites, and there's, a few sort of things going around for the No Time to Die premiere, the things sort of, in the IMAX here. So even just those sort of small local events, it would be really exciting to, sort of catch up with people who are like-minded. But yeah, definitely, if I can one day make it over the pond, it would be a fantastic sort of thing to actually get to meet some people.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So how did you get into this whole James Bond kick? Where did it start for you?
Yeah, I know. Where's the obsession start? I think so. sort of a bit of a backstory on me. I was from London originally, and then I moved over to the Caribbean for about 4 years when I was younger. And basically on TV over there, all you get is the Gilmore Girls on repeat. So after that, for a while, you get a bit bored. And I think, yeah, it was just my mum and dad bought me a DVD of Live and Let Die. And ever since I saw that, I think living over that sort of way as well, where a lot of that was sort of, filmed, it completely and utterly started an obsession at a young age. And yeah, I think I'd sort of say that, over the years it sort of went in and out a little bit, and then as soon as sort of the Daniel Craig era started, that was pretty much full bore again. It's hard with some of those end of Pierce Brosnan ones to keep your attention all the time, but yeah, I think as soon as that sort of started again, that was pretty much it. And yeah, that was sort of where it all started. What about you?
Nice. For me, oh shoot. It started off, and I always tell people this, it started off because of Kingsman. The Kingsman franchise, the first couple of movies I watched, and I was obsessed about, to the point where I was getting the suits. I was getting watches that kind of looked like the ones that they had. The shoes, all the glasses, all of that. And all my parents were, talking to me because I was still I was younger and still going through our high school system, and they were like, "Have you ever seen James Bond?" Because the Kingsman is basically the spin-off of it's James Bond. I was like, "I've heard of it, I'm just, I've never really looked into it, but maybe I will," because for some reason I was just hooked on this Kingsman thing. I didn't want anything to mess it up for me, so I was putting everything away off to the side, whether it be Star Wars or Star Trek or whatever. I was putting it off to the side. I didn't want to think about it. But then one night I was like, why not? I'm going to just do my research and maybe watch a movie. And, I've noticed that it started with Dr. No in 1962. And so I was like, okay, might as well start from the beginning. And as soon as I watched it, everything just clicked. It was just as if it was a whole nother, it is a whole nother universe full of, the suits and the weapons and the girls and all of that. And, I was hooked. So from that point on, I watched every single film. And, it couldn't have come at a more perfect time, because I was going through a phase where a lot of my friends were leaving for university. So, I was saying my goodbyes. I was not sure what I was doing in life. I didn't know what to occupy my time or what to do. And then also this whole James Bond thing and the whole community came. I remember watching David's videos and listening to a couple of Joe's podcasts and looking on Instagram and following all these pages. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I can throw my hat in the ring and meet some really cool people, and maybe even go to some cool events or host an event or put my own spin on things. And thus, that one Bond guy was born.
Yeah. So it could have very easily been that one Kingsman guy.
I know, right? It was, I don't even know how big the franchise is anymore. I know they were supposed to release the new movie, The King's Man, but it got pushed back till September. So
yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
It was it was supposed to come out on Valentine's Day, actually, and it got pushed back. And I was like, wow, I wonder what's going on. I mean, clearly it was ready to go. They had the posters out in the movie theaters. And
yeah, right.
Strange.
That doesn't happen like that.
All right, well, but we're accustomed to something like that. Definitely with No Time to Die, with all the release dates.
Let's not talk about that, just in case something happens between now and.
We'll go on a lighter note. What are you excited to see when it comes to No Time to Die? What are you looking forward to?
Where do you start? I think the idea of sort of continuing the story on and sort of tying it all up from pretty much all the Craig era ones, that's just from a story aspect. I think that's really exciting. That's something a lot of the other sort of actors didn't necessarily have, where it all sort of tied in. And I think, as sad as it will sort of be to see a new sort of Bond come in and Daniel Craig to leave, I think it's also a really sort of exciting time to see how they actually sort of wrap that up. So from purely sort of a story side, that's probably that. And then, like I said, I'm obsessed with suits, so I'm getting ready to see every single suit in there and then probably try and go out and buy something that looks like it. So I'm very excited and terrified by that as well. But no, that's probably the two main areas. I think, all of the stuff that's been shot in Matera looks absolutely stunning. yeah, every time you see a little bit of sort of footage from it, it just makes you more excited to try and understand what's going on. There's so many questions that you have from everything, and it's just very excited. What about you?
Oh yeah, I'm just so pumped to see how everything comes to a conclusion. With the almost 3 hour runtime, we're gonna have some conclusions. We're gonna get things. The story's gonna be tied up, and I think it's gonna be accompanied with the whole. Because I'm also into the whole music part of it too.
Yeah.
So Hans Zimmer's score, I think, is gonna be. We got a little glimpse of it when Billie Eilish released the song. And I can't imagine how great this film's going to be with its ups and downs. I think we're all going to get a really cool film. When I saw the DB5 with the machine guns and the front headlights, I was like, oh, hell yeah. Yes. So that's, I have so many things, I can go on for hours and hours, the list on what I'm excited for, what I'm kind of nervous to see. But, if you're willing to come back on the show and do maybe a reaction video after the movie's, come and gone, we could totally do that, and we can discuss things, and anything you need, anything you if you want to ask me questions, or if you need advice or whatever you need, I'm always here. That's what the Bond community's for. We get together, and so I'm just excited for the whole future of this, franchise, and to see what happens after the movie comes and goes. Actually, I think the events are going to be around. I think, if anything, I know a lot of people are worried that once it's gone, a lot of people are just going to kind of forget about it, let it die out. At least for me, I know more than ever I'm going to be, whether it's No Time to Die clothing, No Time to Die locations, or No Time to Die content, or even other stuff that's out there. I want to tackle it and put my own spin on things, and I think, I'll have the community to back me up, which is going to be pretty fun, future-wise.
Yeah. I think it's almost that thing, isn't it? Once it comes out, it's obviously a bit of a sort of, end to all the build-up and everything, but then you've got the next however many years to try and go through and work out exactly what's happened, all the bits of clothing, all the locations. I reckon there's enough to keep us busy for a while.
Definitely. I agree with that, partner. But kind of the more latest thing that just dropped, and we were talking about it a little bit, but how do you feel about the title song for No Time to Die?
It's grown on me a lot. I think when it first came out, I sometimes think it being difficult with us being so involved with James Bond to sort of look at it impartially as just a song. So the first time I listened to it, my wife was sitting in the car next to me, and I was sort of going through my head, what does this all mean? What's going on? What are all the lyrics, all this sort of stuff? And I said to her, what do you actually think about the song? She said, yeah, it's fine. And that seemed to be the sort of response that I think a lot of people were coming out with at the beginning. But I think it has grown on me, and definitely, I don't know if you've seen the sort of Brits with the performance there, but as soon as I saw that, I thought, yeah, okay, this is going to be good. And I think, to start off with, I was very hesitant, but after listening to it far too much and trying to work out if I actually like it or not, I'm now definitely sort of positive on it. And I think as long as it's tied in well to the film, I think that it's going to sound great. That's probably how I'd feel on it. But I don't know if you agree or.
Yeah, I completely agree. I listened to it. I was on Spotify exactly at my time. It was released around 4 p.m. And I was on my phone at 3:58 waiting for it to get dropped. And as soon as it dropped, I had the speaker on, and I just sat there and I listened to it for the first time. And my initial reaction was all like, it's a slow one. It's an emotional song, so we're going to get an emotional film. Crap. I don't feel like crying, but it's probably going to happen. But after listening to the lyrics, dissecting the song, and just listening to the instruments, and I really needed to have the orchestral piece in the title song, because I know as soon as Billie Eilish was announced, and I listened to to be honest with you, I listen to Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, all the old guys from the 60s and 50s. You know, I love the old classic, old, you know, swing music, stuff like that. So I had no idea who this Billie Eilish person is, even though I think she's a year younger than me, actually. And so when it was announced, of course, the obvious thing I feel like most people did was go look on Spotify or wherever it may be, listen to a couple of her songs. And I thought, oh, crap, I can barely hear her. You know, the music sounds very techie, you know, techno, and I'm like, I hope, you know, she's gonna put her own spin on things, and I know her brother writes the songs as well, and we'll see. So when I listened to it, it was actually, and I think a lot of my coworkers actually say when they listen to the song, it's the one song that can actually understand her really well for the first time.
Yeah.
And I think it's because she had to really get into that Bond style, with the orchestra in the back and with her brother on the piano. You could really hear her vocals, and I think she did a stellar job. I mean, she's obviously very talented, and after listening to it like 1,000 times, you know, it did grow on me, like you said yourself. And I think it's going to fit in the film very nicely, the fact that this is the end of Daniel Craig's era and we're getting a conclusion to a story. I think, you know, it's great. And I do agree, you know, like, I'm not sure if you watched Joe's review on it, or reaction, but I do agree with wanting a little bit more of an upbeat song. Like, I was looking forward to that. But you know, it satisfies me, you know, and it's, you know, I think the key word is satisfies, because it's just enough to be Bond, and it's not too weird at the same time. So I'm excited. It just adds to the anticipation for when the movie comes in a few months, if you can believe it.
No, I agree, and I think from their sort of side of view, like, in terms of just marketing for that film, it's opened it up to so many other people. Like, if you search the hashtag No Time to Die, try and find something that is a picture of James Bond at the moment. Like, if that opens up the film to a new audience as well, people who are more sort of interested in that side of things, more that sort of age range, then that can only ever be a good thing, you can imagine. So, yeah, it's definitely got that pro, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. They were really smart in bringing her on. So, you know, I just want to say again, thank you so much for your time, my friend. What's the future hold for James Bond AU? What's the future?
Well, let's get through the release of No Time to Die to start off with. I'm still waiting for that. I think if we can just keep going the same way that it is at the moment, that would sort of be the goal. Keep connecting with people, keep sharing things that people find interesting. That's all I can really ask for, to be honest. So yeah, I suppose that's the foreseeable future. Anything past that?
Yeah, you know. All right, we'll get there. We'll, like they say, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, right?
Yeah.
But thank you so much, Jake, for your time and hanging out with me, being a part of the show. This is truly a treat for me. I really appreciate it for you to invite me into your home, and I can't wait to talk to you in the future, my friend. It's been great.
No problem at all. Thanks very much for your time there, Christopher. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, and again, everybody, I'll go ahead and list Jake's Instagram in the description below, so be sure to give him some love and go head over there, check out his great content. And thank you, everyone, and I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, morning, day, whatever it may be. And like I always say at the end of my videos, let's continue the journey in the next video. Have a great one, everybody, and take care.